What's going on, everyone? Yet again, another day, another stream. Today, sadly, I couldn't do resume review today. Sorry to those of you out there who wanted to have the resume reviewed. Moose had an issue pop up, so he's not going to be able to make it. So I thought, you know what? I'm not going to betray my friend Moose by getting someone else in here. So I just figured, you know what, man? I'll come up with something else to do. Now, I didn't want to write any more code because all I have is front ends to do, and I need some help on front end. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna break the mold. I'm gonna play a video game. So what you'll see is I have the video game Functional up, which is a programming video game because I got to be honest, guys. This was a fake out. I'm not playing a real video game. I'm playing a video game that's all just programming. That's what I do here. I program. I don't play video games. Video games are garbage. Whoa! Real quick with the follow. Inexperienced streamer followed you. I didn't realize I was following myself. Ha ha. Ho ho ho. Anyway, experienced streamer, me. Hello. Thanks for showing up. I got nothing other than that. Thanks for showing up. So today I'm playing this game. It's not very good. If you go on the Steam page for this game, Functional, everyone is bitching because it's not very good, and I generally agree with them. Let's look it up. Functional. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. Functional. But if you look at Functional, everyone just complains because apparently this game is quite difficult. This guy says, I like the idea, but the game needs polishing. I like the idea, but it's difficult. Brush up on Lambda Calculus. Fair enough. Brush up on Lambda Calculus. You'll need it. Never actually purchased a textbook in order to play a game. Closest I've ever come was MHRD, where I pulled out elements of computing systems. Incredible game if you're interested in Lambda Calculus. This game does not teach you the syntax of the language. Please add a tutorial. Strange experience. So this game is frankly mixed experience. Diesel says you should make Turing complete. Play Turing complete. What's Turing complete? Is that the same thing as this but better? Because if this is, I tried this a long time ago and I only got 2 levels in, and I don't know that I'm smarter than I was the last time I tried. And the search button isn't it's not letting me type. I'll just go over here. All right, the Steam app on Mac is not very good. I'm clicking and typing. Oh, there we go. So what's it called? Turing complete. What's this about? Turing complete. Learn CPU architecture with puzzles. Create every component yourself. Build more complex circuits. Is anyone gonna care to watch me do this? I mean, maybe. This looks like some. Frankly, I gotta be real with you. This looks too nerdy for me. This looks like a lot. This looks like quite the game. You know, maybe I'll consider it, but I already have Functional installed. Diesel, Steam is trash. Well, how else am I supposed to? I got my library full of all sorts of fun and neat games. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna lose the library. Diesel, you're a nerd. I am not a nerd. Name one nerdy thing I've ever done. How dare you? You know, Diesel, just for calling me a nerd, I'm going to give you a Nate thumbs down. Haha, that'll teach you to call me a nerd. Got him. Absolutely wrecked, absolutely destroyed. So on and so forth. Let's see if my Twitter stream is up, because Twitter has been problematic. I'm at a 50% rate when I'm trying to restream to Twitter. Trying to figure out what other places I can restream to. Got X, got YouTube, got Twitch. I'm trying to figure out what else. I got to get on. I got to get on the TikTok live streams. I hear that's an absolute cash cow. You know, I'm all about making that money. Those dollar bills, y'all. Make it rain, make it rain. Diesel says you're gay. Again, not sure. I mean, you've said it before, and it didn't really offend me. I don't know why you thought it would get to me now, but, you know, if that's your opinion, I guess, man, bro. Anyway, let's hop into Functional. We can reduce the term X : oh, wait, no, I didn't. I got to start with the first First part. Variable is a lowercase letter from A to Z. If x is a variable, m and n are terms, then x is a term. X colon m is a term called a function. M space n is a term called an application. Examples of terms: x colon y, or x colon y space x. X colon space x, y colon space z, all in parentheses. Parentheses can be removed if order is clear. For example, those. Write any valid term. This looks like the game a functional programmer would make. Yeah, so let's try x. What do? Shift, Command, Enter, Control, Enter? There we go. Parse expression successfully. Case test 0. Success. 1 reduction. Got him. All right, let's go to identity. We can reduce the term x ... b by replacing all free occurrences of x with b. Some examples: x colon y, z arrow y. X colon x, z arrow z. I don't know what this means. X colon xy, z colon z arrow, z colon z, y arrow y. I don't know what this means. I don't get it. This game is not good. Diesel says some colors would be nice. Yeah, colors would be nice. I don't know what to do with that information though. I guess I could set up a keying and then make this bad boy. I can put something behind it. This is gonna be the stream where all I do is screw with the stream the entire time and never actually get anything done. Let's duplicate this. Better functional gameplay. So what we'll do is we'll duplicate this scene, and then we'll set up a. Let's see. We're gonna put a keying mask on this thing. So filters. We'll add in a color key on black. Select color. We'll go black. Okay. Okay, so now everything that's black is see-through. We'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. Raise this up a little bit. I don't know. Do I want to disappear or not? We'll close that. So did this come through? Is this chroma keyed? Shoot. Now it should be showing through to the background now. I don't know what's going on. Am I dumb? You know what? I don't think I know OBS well enough to make this thing have a colored background. So it's just going to be black. Anyway, each step is called a reduction. More formally, if A and B are terms, then x colon A space B arrow A square bracket x equals B, where A x equals B means replacing all occurrences of variable x in A with the term B. We said the function xa is applied to the term b. What? Write an identity function. That is a function that when applied to any term reduces to that same term. Examples: assuming id is the term you wrote on the editor below, id a arrow a, id x colon ab arrow x ab. Guys, I knew it said this game was going to get hard, but I didn't realize it was going to get hard this fast. Extra info, we say that x a b reduces to x a x b equals b. What? Formally, if a equals x, then axb equals b. If a equals y, then axb equals y. If a equals yc, then axb equals yc x equals b. Guys, whose idea was this game? This makes no sense. Functional game. Functional. It's a programming game. Functional game engines. Functional lambda calculus game. Is this... Am I going to have to... No, this isn't it. I might just have to go play some like leak codes or something, because I am far too stupid for this. Either that or this is too stupid for me. There's an intelligence mismatch here. X colon whatever B by replacing all free occurrences of X in whatever with B. This sentence means so little to me. I don't... Is this supposed to be fun? When does the fun start? Can I like... okay, so what am I trying to solve? Wait, 2, 3, 1. Open on playground. This is not a fun playground. So let's try writing something. X colon X. That should replace it with itself. Run. Oh, look at that. I got it. I don't know what that means, but good stuff. Let's go into 2 arguments. Functions in terms only accept a single parameter. However, you can simulate multiple arguments by having multiple chained functions. Example, x colon y colon x, a, b goes to x colon a, b goes to a. So I guess a is fed into y of x, and then b is fed into y of a. No. So x goes first. So a is fed into x, and then b is fed into y, and then you're left with x. What? Guys, this game is really annoying. Write a function f with 2 arguments that swaps the order of their terms. That is, it applies the second argument to the first. What? Okay. Example, assuming f is the term you wrote in the editor. Below, f a b goes to b a. F a x x goes to x x a goes to a. So I think x colon y colon, and then we'll say y x. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I've accomplished here. I swear to you, I'm just making this up, and I don't understand what I'm doing. But yeah, I guess I got it. Step-by-step test case reduction. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Squaring. Write a 2-line argument function, square, that receives a function and a value, and applies the function to the value twice. Example, square x, x, y, x, 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 y, x, x, y, y. What? Square x, 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 y, y. Remember that terms are left associative. That is, minus ffx equals ffx, which is not what we want in this problem, but instead of fx, which needs explicit parenthesization. I'm not following. I really don't like this game. Remember that functions are also values. Write a 2-argument function square that receives a function and a value and applies the function to the value twice. So what does it ask me to do? Square, and then this will be, so it receives a function and a value. So a function and a value, and applies that function to the value twice. Is there like a help? No, this is just like more stuff. Playground, user created levels, level creator, settings, change profile. Okay, so there's settings here. I can quit the game. Yeah, I think that's more like it. Is there like a guide? How am I supposed to play this game? Guide to syntax and reduction rules. Okay. The in-game language is called Lambda Calculus, invented by Alonzo Church in the 1930s. Programming language community has been studying it for the last century. Some of its variants, SysMF and calculus of constructions, have evolved to the foundations of many modern functional languages and logic systems. ML, Haskell, and Coq. By playing the game, you get the chance to reinvent many classical programming techniques and data structures that are still been using today. Language syntax and evaluation rules are surprisingly simple, but its expressiveness is quite powerful. It has been proven to be Turing complete. That is to say, informally, any program written in a real-world programming language such as Java or C, you know it's good when they mention Java as the first real-world programming language, can be written in Lambda Calculus. But unlike Java or C, running a Lambda Calculus program follows an entirely different cycle. Each step converts the program into another program according to two reduction rules. You eventually end up with an irreducible program by repeatedly applying these two rules. The irreducible program is the output. In this guide, I'll show you how Lambda Calculus program looks and how it runs. Syntax, Lambda Calculus. Lambda Calculus program is called a lambda term. A term can be variable, lowercase letter, function, such as x:(m), where x is a variable and m is another lambda term. M is like a function body where the parameter x might appear in it. Application, such as mn, where both m and n are lambda terms. It means calling function m with argument n. Okay? You can view function and application as the only two operating in this language. I know it's sort of weird that the space becomes operator, but you get used to this. Here are a few examples from the game. X, x:(x), x:(y:xy, yx. Here's the complex example. Okay? As you see, there are a ton of parentheses. Fortunately, as the game says, you can remove some parentheses if the order is clear, but what constitutes clear order? To answer this question, you must learn precedence and associativity. Precedence and associativity. This is awful. When the term is adjacent to operators, precedence determines which operator gets to bind the term. In Lambda Calculus, application binds closer than function. So, f of x means f of x rather than f x. Fxx means fx, but since only a variable can appear before colon, the game will report a syntax error. In this case, you should write fxx. When a term is adjacent to the same operator on both sides, associativity decides which side gets to bind it. Function operator is right associative, so f:(g:(x) means f of g:(x) rather than f of g:(x). Second interpretation is actually absurd, as only variable can appear before the function operator. Application operator is left associative, so ABC means ABC rather than ABC. Similarly, ABCD means ABCD. Oh. Does anyone understand this? This is very confusing. I wanted to play a game today to have fun, and this is worse than any programming I've ever done in my life. Lambda Calculus only has two reduction rules, alpha conversion and beta reduction. Actually, there's an eta reduction rule, but you won't need it in this game. Free and bound variables. Let me just real quick look something up. Definition of a game. Game. A physical or mental competition conducted according to rules where the participants in direct opposition to each other. All right, so it's definitely a mental competition. According to rules, well, there's a lot of rules where the participants are in direct opposition to each other. So I guess this is a game because I'm in direct opposition to whoever the hell wrote this game. So that's not fun. But it is in fact a game, which I'd like to disagree with it, but the definition is clear. Free and bound variables. Oh man. In function x:(m), x in the left-hand side of colon is called a binder, as all free occurrences of x and m are bound to it. Okay? Here, a variable being free means no binder holds it. In contrast, others are called bound variables. The variable is bound by the nearest binder. Here are a few examples to help you understand. f:(fx). First, f is a binder. The second f is a bound variable, and x is free. First and second x are both binders, but the third x is bound by the nearest x, which is the second. The first x is a binder, which binds the second x, and the third x is free. Okay? Alpha conversion. This rule renames a binder and all its bound occurrences in a function. Intuitively, alpha conversion does not change the term's meaning, and it could avoid possible confusion introduced in the future. For example, f:(fx) arrow g:(gx). x colon y space x colon z space x. Okay. X colon y, x colon x. But be careful, as the renaming should not result in a variable being bound by a different binder. For example, xyx should not be converted to yyyy, and ffg should not be converted to ggg. Okay, I guess. Beta reduction. This is painful. Guys, I'm just gonna go do some leak code. This is painful. I think I'd rather just do leak code. I think that's what I'm gonna be doing today. Or hacker rank. No, I'll do leak code. I think it's less corporate. Leakcode.com. I think I already have an account. Can I just play? Where's the just play the game button? There we go. Sign in. And we will sign in with GitHub. Love GitHub. GitHub's my favorite. All right, let's explore. All right. So I see there's 5 of you out there. Anybody want to give a suggestion? I'm trying to get started a little easy. Not trying to go crazy. Preferably one that I haven't already done. Anyone? No one? All right, fair enough. Longest palindromic substring. All right, got a bunch of nonsense. That's fine. Okay. Longest palindromic substring. Given a string S. The longest palindromic substring in S. Input S equals babad. Output bab. ABBA is also a valid answer. Input S. Kubabada. Output bubba. Constraints. S.length is less than 1,000. Less than or equal to 1,000. S consists of only digits and English letters. Okay, so we got hints. Complexity-based hint. If we use brute force and check for every start and end position with a substring as a palindrome, we have O of n squared start in pairs and O of n palindromic checks. Can we reduce the time for palindromic checks to O of 1 by reusing some of the previous computation? I don't know, can we? So what are we in? JavaScript? Yeah, this will work. I don't know, does anyone have any suggestions for another language? I've been known to dabble. Don't know Erlang, don't know Elixir, so please don't suggest that. Swift I could probably do. Go. Rust. C. JavaScript. TypeScript. Racket, don't ask for... Isn't this one of these functional... Oh, no, I just stopped playing functional. Red_32, what are you doing to me? What are you doing? Racket. Ridiculous. You're being very silly. I'm just going to do TypeScript. No, I'm just going to do JavaScript. Longest palindrome. All right. So my immediate thought is to go through each, go through the array, and then for each letter I see, check to see if the letter behind it is the same, and if the letter behind it or the letter 2 behind it is the same, then that means we're going to start from the middle of a palindrome, and then we'll keep going one at a time until it stops being a palindrome, and then keep searching through it that way, and then keep track of the longest palindrome each time. I think that's the way to do it, and it returns a string. So we'll just say for I let I equal 0, I is less than s dot length I plus plus. Oh, I'm trying to use Vim motions. You know what? I'm just going to copy this into a proper editor. Command C. So we don't use the default editor in around these parts. We got way better editors. All right. Solution.js. Paste that bad boy in here. So now we should have, there we go. We got syntax completion. Now this is going to take my my code from leet, or from neat to leet, from unleet to leet, from elite. What's the opposite of elite? I want to say what rhymes with elite and is also the. This is going to take my code from bleat. Yeah, it's going to take my code from bleat to leet. That's what we're doing here. All right, so what are we doing? So we're going to search through, and then we're going to look for anything where the character before it or two before it is a palindrome. That means we've found the middle of a palindrome, and then we're going to go both ways until the palindrome ends, and then we're going to store that, and then we're going to throw it away or save it or whatever, and then we'll return the longest one. So we'll probably want to keep track of the longest. Let longest equal, and then we'll just store an empty thing. And then at the end, we will return longest. And I don't know why I'm not doing this in a proper editor, but you know. Let longest equal that, return longest. That's fantastic now. So we'll iterate through it, and then we'll say, let's see, if s at I equals s at I minus 1. So then we have to say if I minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. That way we don't blow it out. Oops, another. Or, no. And s at I is equal to s at I minus 1. So that means that we've gotten like a BB situation. Then we say or, then we'll say s is greater than or equal to well, I suppose this is a little weird. I want to say greater than or equal to 1. Or s is greater than or equal to 2. And s at I minus 2 is equal to s at I. Then we'll say palindrome detected. So then we need to figure out how much to get. So then what we need to do is, let's see. So we need to keep track of an offset. So actually, I think we want to do 2 of these if statements because the offset will be off by 1. So actually what we'll do is for offset equals, let's see, so for let offset equal -1, will this work? Am I dumb? You know, I'm thinking too hard. So I'm just going to break this or into 2 separate if statements. If, and then we'll just copy this over. And we'll say else if. Actually, no. If we have like 3 B's in a row, then it gets an extra palindromic. Am I doing something wrong? Oh. So we'll just copy the same stuff into both. So then what we'll do is we'll say, oh no. All right, so if neither, then we'll just continue. So what we're doing is we're searching through it, finding the middle of palindromes by checking if the one before it, in the case of like a BB, is the same, and then we'll travel forward and backwards until they're no longer the same. Or if 2 before it, in the case of BAB, we'll be going from here and check for this. Starting this B, and then we'll check for this. And then we just need to go all the way out in like a, what would you call this? I don't know, a double out kind of formation to make sure as long as we're still in the palindrome, and then as soon as we're no longer in the palindrome, we will cut it off there and then save that into the longest if it is truly the longest. So we'll start here. We'll say we'll say j equals -1, k equals 0, because that's the one we're going to start with. Yeah. Because we're adding this number to I, if that makes any sense. Yeah. And then is there a string slice, or is there a subarray function in JavaScript? That's what I need to know. JavaScript, how to get subarray from subarray. Array.slice, begin, end. All right, fantastic. So then we'll just make an array.slice. Array dot, is that a capital array? Array dot, nope. You know what, I gotta do it on the array. S dot slice. There we go. So then it'll be I minus j, I minus k. Or I plus k. So then we'll say palindrome equals, and then we'll say if len palindrome, no, palindrome dot, did I spell that wrong? Dot length is greater than longest, then longest equals palindrome. And then we need to do JavaScript style here because I'm an idiot. There we go. And then we'll say j minus equals 1, and then we'll say k plus equals 1. So we got that bad boy going. And then the next thing is to literally copy all of this into below and say minus equals 2. And then I think this unironically should be pretty close unless I'm forgetting something obvious, which I likely am, but we will see. Run it. Dang it. Palindrome.length is not a function. Is that not how you... a slice... String.slice. Oh, this is string slice. Does that not work? Can I not loop through a string? Loop through string JavaScript. Is this not? This looks fine to me. This is not where I was expecting to get the problem. I don't know what I'm doing. I may be yet dumber than I anticipated. I will be right back. I am back. Why isn't slice working? Number undefined in number string. Index to the beginning. Index to the end. Substring includes characters up to but not including the character indicated by end. This value is not specified. Let's just run this bad boy. Longest console.log longest palindrome A B C D E B E D C B A. Split this bad boy, throw open terminal, node, what do I call this thing? Solution.js. So we didn't get anything, which is also strange. Let's just console.log I. See if we're looping through the whole thing. Okay, so we're doing that. Let's console.log s at I. Okay, so that's kind of working. So let's say console.log in the wrong one, because we shouldn't actually ever enter this one. That makes sense. And then we'll console.log in the right one. And we should have actually made it in there, because s at I minus 2 is equal to s at I when I is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because this 20 and these two should be the same. So we'll say console.log, what is it, backtick at I minus 2 is, and then we'll say s at I minus 2. I think this is how you do that. Is this how you do the interpretation thing? Am I doing this wrong? Let's look that up. JavaScript string interpolation. Complete literals. Backtick. Oh, $. Aha. There we go. Undefined, undefined, A, B, C, D, E, D, C. And then we'll need to get s at I is $, oops, $, s at I. Oops. All right, so definitely I was right. It should have D. Why isn't this working? I said s is greater than 2, didn't I? I should have said I is greater than 2. That makes more sense. Okay, there we go. Palindrome.length is not a function. Okay. So palindrome is actually a string. And why isn't that a function? String.length returns the length. Am I missing some like fundamental JavaScript fact that I just am simply too stupid to understand? Is that what's going on? Length of string JavaScript. I think I might actually just be too stupid. Text.length. What if we console.log palindrome? We'll get rid of these console logs. Okay. Was it down here that I was actually needing it? You know what? It's not a function. Aha. It's just a member of the thing. All right, so we still didn't get it. Oh, I said it's greater than longest. I need longest dot length. And this one needs to be longest dot length. Okay, so I've done something wrong. Oops. Let's put that bad boy down here as well. We'll console log if we ever make it into that function, and we never do. What if we just console.log palindrome? So we got that. Palindrome. Why is that never filled with anything? Guys, I might be too stupid to write JavaScript. This is not good. This is like an easy problem. I should have had this done like 8 minutes ago. What am I doing? Oh, it's a medium problem. Never mind. Still got another 2 minutes before I'm a bad programmer. Unless it takes me longer than 2 minutes, in which case I still got another... until I get it done before I'm a bad programmer. In fact, I argue that this question is flawed. You would never have to do this in real life. There's a library function to figure out the longest palindrome. Now with myself morally absolved. What am I doing wrong? I'm not getting anything in here. Slice. Start. End. The index to the beginning of the specified portion. The index to the end. The substring includes the characters up to but not including the character indicated by end. We actually need +1 then. +1. Huh. Still not working. Let's do a nice little... log. We'll say J is, oops, $, this thing. J. K is $, this thing. K. That'll work. You know what? I said if. I meant to say while. That is my problem. That was a simple mistake. And I've screwed that up somehow. Does this minus equals 1 not work? J equals J minus 1. K equals k minus 1. Guys, I do not know JavaScript. All right. This k should be added to. Where's the plus key? There we go. Oops. Yoink that. Paste that. Delete that. I see what I've done. I see what I've done. I'm never adding anything to I. Guys, I might be a little silly. I is greater than 1. S at I is equal to S at I plus 1. So this should be S at I plus J, and this should be S at I plus 1 plus K. And we get rid of that, and get rid of that. We do the same thing here and here. Let k equal 0. And actually, we'll do this with a for. Can you do 2 initializations in a JavaScript for loop? 2 initializations in for loop. JavaScript. Declaring 2 variables. Does this work? You'd like C to change it every iteration, not to declare it at the start of the loop. Try this. I suppose that'll work. Comma operator, blah, blah, blah. Don't really care. Whatever. So we'll let j equal -1, k equals 0. And then down here we'll say j equals negative 2. K equals 0 again. Don't need this for. This appears to be running forever. Because we never subtracted plus j plus k. That's more like it. Still in an infinite loop. That's fun. I is greater than 2. And S at I plus J is equal to S at I plus K. And K is always getting bigger. J is always getting smaller. We'll say I plus j is greater than 1, greater than 0, and where's my ampersand? I plus k is less than s dot length. And is that right? Okay, well, at least it quits now. I never get that for some reason. Oh, that's because it needs to be less than. All right, so we got in there 3 times. We'll console log palindrome and see what that does. Huh. We did get in there 3 times, which means we should have found the palindrome at some point. Because we would have found, so it would have triggered here, here, and here before failing here. Which means we're finding it. We just don't know how this this slice function works, because it doesn't seem to be working. S.slice, number or undefined, end, number or undefined, string, returns a section of a string. Start the index to the beginning, end, whatever. So let's console.log palindrome. We're getting nothing in here. S.slice, what are you doing? Node. ABC equals string ABC. ABC.slice 0, 2. Returns AB. Oh, you know what? This is a rookie mistake. This is pretty bad. Oops. Control C. Go away. All right. There we go. So now we got it. So if we get rid of those, there's our solution. So now we just need to straight up copy this, paste it here, delete all this, format, and I think we're ready to give them our solution. Yoink that, paste it in there, and run. Accepted. Runtime, 96 milliseconds. Haha, we got it. Let's submit. Wrong answer. 75 out of 142 test cases. S equals A, output, whatever. Expected A. All right, well, that's easy. If s.length equals 1, double equals, because we're in JavaScript, return s. Fantastic. Probably should have just done that directly in this editor. Submit. AC. Ugh. It's hitting me with all these. Why? Why? It doesn't. So it's the first character. If there's no palindromes, is that really what we're gonna do? Ugh. If longest dot length equals 0. Is that not what I call it? Longest? What did I do wrong? You know what? Get rid of this, get rid of this. If longest dot length equals 0. Put this bad boy on here, put this bad boy on here. We will return s at 0. And we'll, just because I'm sure they're going to pass an empty array, we'll say if s.length equals 0, we'll just return S. And of course we're in JavaScript, so we got to do these parens. That should probably do it. Let's visual mode, GG, Y, highlight this whole thing, Command V, submit it. 82, all right, BB, output B, expected BB. Huh, I'm surprised this didn't catch it. Let I equals 0, I is less than S dot length, I plus plus, J equals -1, K equals 0. So you know what? We're just gonna brute force this bad boy by writing in specific solutions. If S at 0 is equal to S at 1, if we'll say S dot length equals 2 and they're the same, we'll just return S. Copy that, throw it all in there, Command V, submit it. Please don't be dumb. 82? How did I screw that up? What are you wrong? Oh, you know what? We'll just move this above. Here. Love to see it. Visual mode, GG, yank, Command A, Command V, submit it. Really? How did it not catch these short ones? Ugh. This is... I'm shocked it didn't catch the short ones. It should have done this. Let's see. I equals 0. I less than S at length. So it starts with I. So it does check for -1, which would go out of bounds, but that's fine. If I is less than... If I is greater than 2... Oh, you know what? I don't need this. Yeah. So if I plus j is greater than 0 and I plus k is less than the entire length, that should be all I need. That I plus 2 thing is greater than 2 thing, that was unnecessary given the stuff I changed. And then we don't need this anymore because it should find it. So let's visual mode, GG, yank, Command A, Command V, and submit it. Pending, and oh, it didn't actually find this. It gave me a B. This one, it should have worked. This one, I think I'm actually gonna j minus equals 2 equals -2, j minus 1, j minus 1, k minus 1. So this one actually should have worked. So I think I failed to understand how this slice thing works. I think that's my issue. Let's run it with bb node solution.js. Does just return 1b. So did I not need this? No, the k plus 1 is what we need. Does it return the second b or the first b? Let's see, I plus j is greater than 0, greater than equals 0. That's the problem. There we go. Off by 1 errors and greater thans instead of greater than equals to are the death of me. I hate them, and I need a robot to fix them for me. Like, they know what I meant. There we go. All right, so we are... All right, so we're using a lot of runtime. We definitely have screwed this up somewhat. Let's submit this a few more times, see if we can just get lucky. Wait, no, this is beats 47. I want to beat more though. Beating 47%. I mean, I may not know anything about JavaScript, but I'm still better than the average JavaScript developer. I should be beating at least 50%. And probably more than 100%. I think that's a reasonable starting point. Beating 100%, being better than everyone else. So let's see, where can we get some stuff in here? So the first thing, we got the greater than equal to. That's there. That's important. That's necessary. Is this slice thing? Is this really as fast as we can go? Is this string slicing? Is that faster than array slicing? Is there a thing for that? Should I worry about that? We are declaring a few variables here. Could this let be slowing us down? That's like a micro optimization. I don't think that's going to get me much faster. I don't know. Yeah, we're right before all the really fun ones. I know having two separate for loops is probably not great. Or having this code be the same twice. Is there a way to combine this into one just for, brevity's sake? Probably. Yeah, so we can actually do a for j. Let's see, for j is less than 1, less than 2. For j is greater than or equal to -2. For j equals OnlyFan drops when. Whoa, Irish Red Ales with the subscription. Appreciate it. 4-month streak. Why don't you throw down some of those sub only emotes, Just prove your superiority, I think that's going to be important. I accidentally clicked a couple of the non-me emotes, but why don't you throw some down, Irish? I mean, come on. Irish Red Ale says OnlyFans drops when. I don't think I'm allowed to link to it, but if you go to that website with my username at the end, you'll find a page. I mean, there's nothing on it, but there's a page. Irish Red Ales with the thumbs down. Not appreciating it. Irish Red Ales, do you have any suggestions for optimizing my JavaScript code? Anything? You said, yeah, bro. What do you got? Drop the photos in the site. What photo? Oh, the emote photos. You know what? I just might. You might catch me doing that. I think that would be a fun thing to do. All right. So anyway. So instead of having the same thing twice, we'll just do it twice through a loop. So we'll say j equals -1. J is greater than or equal to -2. J plus plus. So that's something. Is this a palindrome problem? Indeed it is. And I've already solved it. It's accepted. But look at this. I'm at the 50% mark. I'm only beating 13% of memory. I think I can do a little bit better. So if Knuth's dual pointers are the only correct solution, I think that's what I'm doing. I haven't studied Donald Knuth anything, But I have one pointer at the front, one pointer at the back. How would that work? And move them inwards. I don't know how that works. Let's look this up. Knuth dual pointers palindrome. Add the least amount of characters to make a palindrome. Check if 0 and -1 are equal, and if so, then move each pointer to center and check again. So what I'm doing is I am iterating once through, and then I'm checking each letter to see if the letter before it and the letter before that are the same. And if they are, that means I'm in a palindrome, and then I dual pointer away until they're not the same anymore, and then I continue on. Is that not the way to do it? If they don't ever match, then return false. Oh, I'm not trying to determine if it's a palindrome. I'm trying to find the longest palindrome. Yeah, sorry, I don't know anything. Then you can keep a count and run the algo on the substrings. Yeah, I'm basically doing that, just in reverse, kind of. Because if I run that algorithm on every substring, then that's going to be really, really slow, I think. Yeah, so I'm not gonna do that. I think I'm just bad at JavaScript. I can't imagine an algorithmically better solution than this. I don't think. I think this is the fastest. I actually don't think I need this anymore. It's an extra check that isn't necessary. Oh no. S equals A, output is nothing. Of course. So I think I could get rid of this if I account for this case. Because then I can just do... If I do j equals 0, then this will account for this case, but it will make the whole thing much slower. Also, that's wrong. -1. So I'll just put this. If len s is less than 2, it's less than 1, less than or equal to 1, return s. Check that right up front. Oh. Oops. Oh, I'm dumb. Trying to do Go style stuff. Let's get this again. A, Command V. Submit it again here in the not stupid way. AC output. Well, how did I screw this up? I had it working before. If length is less than or equal to 1, return S, and then since that's not a palindrome, so what should I say? If longest dot length is equal to 0, return S at 0. All right, so I ended up redoing all that stuff I got rid of. Command A, Command V, submit. Not sure where that semicolon came from. It should have figured this out. I'm regressing. I'm going backwards. This is a mistake. This was a mistake. So I could write this that accounts for all the normal cases. For all those wacky cases here. So J counts from will this work? Okay, so that's fun. J is greater than or equal to -2. J minus minus. So when they're both I plus j is greater than or equal to 0, that's fine. I plus k is less than s dot length. So if they're all 0, then that's fine. Need to find I plus k plus 1. You know, I'm going to go back. I don't even care anymore. Let's check all my submissions. All submissions accepted. We're going to copy this out. Use this again because this one worked. Command C, Command V, go back up here, DGG. So now we have running code again. V, G, Y. Command A, Command V, run it. So that works again. Oh, it's a submit it. 93 milliseconds beats 54%. See, now we're talking. Didn't have to change anything, but you know. So we got somebody doing the other thing. What if instead of storing the longest one the entire time, what if instead of doing that we just stored its length and its index? Because then, I guess we're setting two variables, but we don't have to store the entire longest palindrome the entire time. I think that could be a mega optimization. Let long len equal 0. Let long I equal 0. And then instead of storing longest, we will just store long length. So then we'll say long len equals palindrome dot length, And then we'll say long I equals the index, which will be at, it will start at I plus j. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Why isn't this thing getting mad at me for... It should be yelling at me because palindrome no longer exists. Or not palindrome, but longest no longer exists. That's annoying. So we'll say yoink that. Paste that down here. Length equals palindrome, long len equals palindrome dot length. And then instead of, let's see. Let's see, string.length -1.pop. Remember, you can do weird stuff in JavaScript. I stopped paying attention. Have you opened up the Art of Computer Programming Book 2 to solve this yet? No, I think I have the algorithmically correct solution. I'm going for micro optimizations now to get the thing. When you came in here, I had it solved. I'm micro optimizing now, trying to get better than everyone. I'm only better than half, and that's not good enough. And then I actually don't need to even store the palindrome at all. I don't need to do any of the slicing stuff. It's just going to be k minus j is the length. So then I can just say if k minus j is greater than long len, then I can do the inside of this thing. Irish Red Ales, but you need macro optimization. There's no macro optimization to be done. The program is algorithmically as fast as it can go, as far as I can tell. I cannot come up with a faster way to do this. And if it was algorithmically that slow, it wouldn't be as fast as most of these, you know. So we can do the same thing here. We'll just yoink this. And then we'll just paste it here. And then we'll just delete this. And then that way we only have to run the string slice once at the end. So we'll say if long len, long len. Do I have an extra one of these? There we go. All right, so that works. That's not length equals whatever, that's fine. Return s at 0, otherwise return longest. That's all fine. So returning the long I, which will be fine. J is the one we count in reverse. K minus J. Okay. So then what we'll do is we'll return s dot slice j, let's see, s dot slice j comma, not j, long I comma long I plus long len plus 1. And then we'll see if it runs. Didn't work. Palindrome is not defined. Oh, no, I didn't. I have this k minus j is greater than long len. Oh, I screwed this up. Oh, no, I screwed this up royally. Nate, do you know where the word algorithm comes from? Obviously, I know where the word algorithm comes from. Al Gore, the inventor of the internet. It's an algorithm. Obviously, the great computer scientist Al Gore, who invented the internet. Stupid question, dude. Why would you even ask that? That's an open source joke. Isn't every joke open source? You can just tell it. I mean, there's no proprietary jokes. Algorithm, it's an ancient mathematics thing. Pretty sure it's Al Gore. Okay, so I think this should run faster because we're not doing that string slicing all the time. So we will Command A, Command V, and submit it. Let's see if this runs any faster. Time limit exceeded? How do you get a time limit exceeded? What? Did I do something? Wait, no. This is on the first question, so I'm screwing something up. BABAD. Yeah. I got a full on mega loop 9000 going on here. So somewhere in here I've screwed something up. You can go ahead and come in from the center too. What are you talking about, Irish? You're making stuff up. What's the... You can go ahead and come in from the center too. Yeah, I'm going through the string, and then I'm checking the one before and the one before it, and then if they're the same on either one, then I iterate both until they're no longer equal, and that's it. I don't know why. I don't know what is there an algorithmically faster way to do it? Describe a faster algorithm. Yeah, but you only need one loop. Why do I only need one loop? Is there something where how do I only need one loop to determine the longest palindrome? That doesn't make sense in my head. If you could explain it, you can go ahead and come in from the center too. You follow the same pattern as dual pointers, just check the substring surrounding it. How is this going to get me the longest palindrome? I'm not making sense, I realize. Yeah, no shit, you're not making sense. Oh, do I have another... Wait, 14? No. Oh, no, this is infinite looping. So what case is this infinite looping on? We'll just do console.log I. 0, 1, 2, and then it's stuck after that. So at 0, that makes sense. At 1, that makes sense. 2, so B is equal to B, of course, which is at index 2, so it's in here somewhere. So this one we'll do a console.log I equals $I, J equals $J, K equals $K. Okay. So I at 2, J at -2, K at 0 is where we get the problem. So I at 2, 0, 1, 2, J at -2, and K at 0. Are we not adding 1 to K each time? So just finding that they're equal, and then it should be adding 1. Oh. These have somehow escaped out of here. That makes more sense. Rookie mistake. There we go. Wait, BAB. It shouldn't be BAB. BAB, ABAD. Oh no, this is right. Let's get up here, yoink this. Command A, Command V, and submit. Pending, judging. Speed up. Submit. Output limit exceeded. Well, that's very strange. How did that? Output limit exceeded. What does that even mean? We have output too much stuff? Limit exceeded error. Oh. Huh. I've used too many console.logs. That was my mistake. Let's go in here and run it. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Beats 63% and beats 27% on memory. So we're moving in the right direction by storing these lengths of things. Now we are letting these. I think if we let these bad boys out and then set them inside of here at the end. I don't know if this actually makes a difference or not. I don't know much about optimizing JavaScript. I just know that if I'm declaring and making less things, it's probably going to be slightly more efficient. Okay, 63, still 27. Okay, so that didn't do much, but that did do something. I wonder if I do these checks. I bet all of these are coming up undefined, where I'm trying to avoid them anyway. So if I just get rid of all these checks, and then just let the undefineds not be equal to other things. I wonder if this will speed things up and still work. I can determine if they'll still work here. Yeah, so that might actually do a lot, because this is a lot of ifs that don't need to be calculated. Let's see if that does anything. Let's submit this bad boy. Oh, BB didn't work. So I don't know that works. Let's plus J equals SI plus K. KJ. Maybe I removed one too many checks. If I plus J is greater than 0, and I plus K is greater than S.length, and all this stuff. So I guess that optimization didn't work, which is a darn shame. Where else? How are these people better than me? I mean, I'm only better than 63.2% of JavaScript programmers at programming JavaScript. I need that to be a 100%. I need to prove that I'm the best JavaScript programmer in the world. If longlen equals 0, I don't know that I'm going to be able to do much about that. Actually, I could do 1, and I can get rid of this check. Less code is always better. Wrong answer. Oh. Oh, I did this wrong. I want to do 0, and then this is 1. Had those backwards. But this should work, I think. Oh. Expected BB. All right, so we'll undo that. This is not doing it for me. I need to go faster than this. Anybody else out there have any ideas on how to get myself better than 100% of JavaScript users? I think I don't know what else I can do to speed things up. I guess we could pre-calculate s.length. Say const s.length equals s.length. That'll help out a little bit. S.length. Do the same thing here. Do the same thing here. So maybe that'll help. Pre-calculate s.length. I don't know how that even works in JavaScript. Maybe that's gonna make it slower. We're at 84. Let's run this bad boy. And we are still at 84. No, this is 110. No, we just ran it. We need to submit it. 83. We lost a millisecond, boys. Didn't fix anything. Didn't change anything. So I want to know, why is this using so much memory? 51.5 megabytes of memory. And how do I get all the way down to 41? That's what I need to figure out. So how do I get this thing down? So obviously I got 2 loops here, which isn't helping, but I'm only using J, K, and I in here. So it's not like I'm using all that much stuff. Does the length of my variables matter? If I have a longer variable, does that make a JavaScript thing longer? I guess I don't know. Is that a thing? Can I make this whole thing just shorter by using like by using like 1-letter variables? Do JavaScript variable names take up space leet code? Is that a thing? Let's see. Depends on the language. If you're using C or C++, whatever. If you're using an interpretive language, you're passing source code around so it can have a dramatic effect. All right. Guys, this is where we leave the universe of rationality and get into being a little ridiculous. So if you're looking for actual help on how to make your code better, this is the time to leave. So we'll rename longlen to Q. We'll rename long I to P. And we'll rename s.length to we're using L. So now we should be absolutely cooking. This is where we want to be. This is what I'm talking about. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This is the good stuff. The tests all pass. Let's submit it. $89 milliseconds. I think that's worse. Isn't that worse? Why is that worse? We have one letter variable names. 90 milliseconds. 56 user. How is that? You've attempted to run code too soon. All right. Frankly, I don't understand what is going on with this and what's going on with this language. This is now totally indecipherable, which I suppose I have no problem with. Yeah, I'm gonna undo all of that. That was a bit much. We'll do that as like a last resort if we can't be better than everyone. So we do have that copied bit in the middle. I think that may actually be slowing us down. So all we need to do here is we're testing it with j equals -2 and j equals -1. So is there like a for in syntax in Java? In JavaScript? For ... in. Well, that feels weird. I feel like this should actually be fine, but we'll give it a shot. Say for j in -1, -1, comma, -2. Is that how you do that? Oh. Let's Control V, capital I, // There we go. Maybe this will work. Node solution.js. Oh, screwed that up somehow. How did I screw that up? You know, I'm just gonna undo all of that nonsense. Maybe that wasn't the play. All right, so we got that fixed. I'm at a loss for words here. I don't know what else there is to do to get this bad boy faster than everyone else's. And I don't want to cheat. Can't be cheating. Been thinking about palindromes too long. What if I thought fast things? The F-22 Raptor. You know, stuff like that. Let's see. J equals j minus 1. K equals k plus 1. J equals -2. K equals 0. Doing the same thing. I swear, if I do while j is greater than or equal to -2, nothing, j is greater than or equal to -2, j minus j equals j minus 1. And then we do this. How do I... Can I just do nothing? Oh no, I'm trying to do a while. So I can do this. Then we close this out. And then we'll do j equals j minus 1. And then we will slash star and star slash. Node, solution.js, and infinite loop. All right. Solution.js. Screwed something up. J equals j minus 1. J is greater than or equal to -2. J is set to -1 here, and J is set to -1 at the end of every one of these. This is wrong, though. There's got to be a way to get these down to 1. I feel like an idiot. What other micro optimizations are there? Are there nano optimizations I can do? I know I got like 18 minutes left in my stream. Do I possibly attempt a different leak code and risk not coming up with a solution at all? Do I cheat? You know, maybe I just cheat. I don't know. I need some moral help here, chat. Do I cheat? Do I go to another one? Or do I keep trying to micro-optimize this so I can be better than all the other JavaScript programmers out there? Not helping much, chat. Not helping much. Here's what I want to know. If I do undefined x equals x, is that going to return true? If x equals x. Console.log1. So it just doesn't let me do anything with that. What other options are there? Well, I plus j is greater than or equal to 0, and I plus k is less than s.length. What is there? There has to be an optimization. There's no way. There's no way 50% of JavaScript developers are smarter than me. There's no way. It's not possible. I mean, it might be possible, but I don't like it. So there's got to be something in resetting j at each one. So I'm actually attempting each one twice. Each letter and -1 and -2. I'm attempting each one twice. There's got to be some way to to get rid of that issue, but I don't know. Who among you is powerful enough to have an answer? Is anyone? Is there an answer? Is it possible that LeetCode just changed their back end and never recalculated, and this truly is the fastest you can be? I doubt it. So expand from centers, that is what I'm doing. Is there a faster way? Maneker's algorithm finds the longest poly. This algorithm is completely out of scope for coding interviews. Because of this, we will not be talking about the algorithm in detail. This approach has been included for the sake of completeness. Those who are beyond. Okay, so clearly there's something. Station is slightly above. Runs in linear time. It can be seen by noting that the center strictly increases after each outer loop. The sum center plus radius is non-decreasing. Moreover, the number of operations in the first inner loop is linear, and the increase of sum center plus radius, while the number of operations. Okay. Use S prime and palindrome radii. So this apparently is the way to do it, and I'm mad because I wasn't smart enough to figure this out. Longest palindrome string builder S prime new string builder whatever car array S prime dot length palindrome radii. What's S prime? Oh, that's a string builder. Center radius int I 0, I is less than in, I plus plus, int mirror equals 2 times center minus I, okay. If I is less than radius, palindrome radius, radii, thought min radius I, palindrome radii mirror. Oh, I don't know what any of this means. Let's see what Maneker's algorithm is about. It's faster because it exploits when a palindrome happens inside another palindrome. Maneker's algorithm identified the length of every palindrome centered on the letters before C. At the C, it runs a loop to identify the longest palindrome centered on C. With this knowledge, everything after the C looks like a reflection of everything before the C. The A after the C has the same longest palindrome as the A before the C. Similarly, the B after the C has the longest palindrome that is at least the length of the longest palindrome centered on B before the C. There are some special cases to consider, but that speeds up computation dramatically. I see. So when you've already found a palindrome, you don't have to look after the palindrome. You don't have to look both ways after the palindrome. You only have to look one way. Well, darn. This makes sense that I didn't come up with it. Well, I don't know what to do now. Turns out I'm not as smart as Manicure's algorithm. I think an implementation of that would probably make me the smartest person in this. But for now, I'm just stuck over here with time and complexity of O squared. That's a darn shame. That is a darn shame. At least we're better than dynamic programming, you know? At least we're better than dynamic programming. And on that depressing note, I suppose my only option is to, in shame, end my stream and shut down my computer. Thank you all for joining on this disappointing episode where I couldn't find the fastest possible algorithm. Make sure to check out my YouTube, my Twitch, my x.com. I got my new website up. Check that bad boy out, npmail.com. It's all good stuff. Love to see it. Otherwise, what else am I doing? I'm trying to put out more YouTube videos. I got to put more YouTube videos. I think this weekend I'll be recording a bunch more, YouTube Shorts, TikToks. I'm on all the social media platforms. I got a Facebook account. One of these days I'll post to it. We got all that stuff. That and more. Next week, next Tuesday, make sure you come back. We will have all sorts of developers from all across Twitter trying to work on a single project at the same time using the Zed editor. This is going to be great. It's going to be good stuff. Thanks, everyone, for watching. And